This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
In the NFL, things are really changing, and one of the things you guys brought up a while back was the supplemental draft. And the supplemental draft was something that a lot of you kept asking me. And remember, I explained it a couple weeks ago that it's an overrated thing, the supplemental draft, that don't bother even thinking too much about it because, one, remember I reached out to one of my NFL insiders and they said it's not going to happen. They're afraid that there'll be a mass exodus from college because of what's coming with the corona. And I was thinking about this, that after they canceled it, which makes a lot of sense to cancel it, and I don't think college football is going to happen. And at this point, it looks pretty bad for college football. The NFL, slight chance, but college, this whole thing, oh, well, we might push it back to the spring. Well, and that's why I bring it up, because the NFL informed the clubs they will not conduct a supplemental draft this year. Tom Pelissero reported, per source informed of the decision, under the collective bargaining agreement, the NFL may elect to hold a supplemental draft, but given the current conditions to COVID-19 and after discussions with NFL management, the decision was made not to hold one in 2020. Prospective supplemental draft picks will not be free agents, but can enter the 2021 draft instead. The NFL supplemental draft allows teams to bid on players who, for various reasons, had their college eligibility affected and did not enter the regular spring draft. Teams bid on the following year's picks on eligible players. The club submits the highest pick. It's granted that player, forfeiting the corresponding pick the coming year in the spring draft. Last year, only one player was selected. That was Jalen Thompson out of Washington State by the Cardinals in the 5th round. In 2018, cornerback Sam Beal was taken by the Giants in the 3rd round, and Adonis Alexander by the Skins in the 6th round. It's really not. Now, you might have had an exodus this year. So think about this. If you have a whole bunch of players, like let's say Travis Etienne, right, a guy that I would love to see in the Dolphin uniform, but it would then end up ruining the following draft the next year because you would have such a mass exodus of players that next year's draft would lose a lot of sizzle. Think about this. If you have no college football season and you have a draft next year, that draft is not going to be nearly as sexy. You know why? You don't know those players nearly as well as you do when they get that extra year that they're really showcased. You're going to know some, but you're not going to have the same kind of knowledge that you normally do because you missed out on an entire year of a performance. So this makes all the sense in the world that they're not holding the supplemental draft. And again, it protects the draft in 2021. And I got to say this, ladies and gentlemen, as Dolphin fans, this is a good thing because the supplemental draft would then put a big burden on your draft the following year, and all the other teams will be available. They will have the same picks you do in the supplemental draft. You only get one per round, right? Well, in the next draft, now no supplemental picks are taken. So whatever 1 or 2, 3, 4 guys that might have gone, they're going to roll over to next year. And Miami has all those draft picks next year. So they have the advantage in the draft, not in the supplemental. So the best thing that happened to the Dolphins was you cancel a supplemental, there's no mass exodus. All those players that would have left are in the 2021 draft available to Miami, who has more picks than most teams. So the supplemental draft this year, the cancellation of it, normally it's not a big thing. But this year, it might have turned out to be something, and it would have hurt the Dolphins. That's what a lot of people don't think about. You know what I'm saying? They don't realize that a supplemental draft would have hurt the Dolphins, not help them. We want the advantage in 2021. in the NFL draft when you got all kinds of picks, when you're picking multiple times in a round and most teams aren't. That, my friends, is how you do it. Okay? See, that's the kind of stuff right there that you're not going to get ever on 560 or 790 because none of them can think that way. You know? Trust me, supplemental draft being canceled, it's a beautiful thing for Miami Dolphins and their fans. Can't wait for Cleveland. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. It's a 24-hour talk show. Let's see. What else do we have here? What do we have? All right. So I guess we got all this stuff going on. All right. Crossed out. We'll just end that. And that way, you know what I do on this show. I just end it. I see the silliness continues, and it's over, bro.
Got a simple solution to that.
Yeah, just block it out and forget about it, and let's get back to the show. Let's get back to talking about some sports. I know there isn't a lot of sports going on, but somehow or another, we find some conversation for you. And I when I thought about this supplemental draft, I thought it was a really cool angle that a lot of people aren't going to be thinking about, and it's something that really benefits the Dolphins. And, anything that benefits the Dolphins makes me happy. That's for damn sure.